Hey guys, Kirk here from Kirk's Aquariums, bringing you guys another video. This week we're just going to be showing you guys the fish room and showing like basically a monthly update, so stay tuned guys.
Alrighty, so it's been a little over a month since I did my fish room sort of tour. I thought I'm going to do an update on my fish room at least once a month. That way you guys get to see sort of what's going on. If I feel like if I do it like every week or something like that, it's going to be a bit repetitive, and stuff does change every week, but I feel like once a month is going to bring a lot more. You're going to see the change a lot more if I'm only doing a update once a month. So I'm just going to go with it and see how we go, but this is what's going on in this tank. Obviously the peacock gudgeons, absolutely amazing. Really settling in now and doing their thing, and I'm trying to get the camera to focus here. There we go. So just been watching them grow and see how they behave and everything like that. These two here, Pearl Gem and Elmo, this is the second time they've laid eggs. Now, it's a pretty failed spawn. They're actually starting to wiggle, if you can see that on the camera, but there's a lot of fungus growth on them. I really do want to keep these guys, like, as you know, let them lay eggs again and keep the eggs this time around. I didn't try and keep these eggs because honestly I am very close to moving house, and I realistically just cannot raise tiny little baby angels again when I've already got so many going at once. So these two will definitely be getting bred when I move house into the new fish room. It's going to be awesome. I'm super keen to see what these two babies come out looking like. But as you can see, Pearl Gems just looks stunning right there with that real feisty black and that red eye and the blue. So, you know, Elmo's looking not too bad as well. I would like to see him get a little bit more red, but he is still not fully grown yet, so he might get more red in him as he gets a bit older. He's getting pretty dark along the top of the head there. But, you know, they're still in a bit territorial mode, guarding the eggs. You know, I've got some wrigglers in there. If we get a couple out of there, naturally, I'll be happy. I'll try and save them and raise them up if it's only like, you know, like 10 or something like that. But I'm not going out of my way to try and, you know, stop them. So that's what's been going on in this tank, really sort of settling off. You got your peacock gudgeons, you got Elmo and Pearl Gem, the two angels laying eggs, everything's happy. I got a pleco in here as well. Brought him out from another tank, just needed something to clean up the algae. So he's loving life, just cleaning up scraps and going to work on some of the algae on the glass and stuff. So I'll move you over to the next tank. These ones are, I gotta remember how old these are now. I'd say these are around about 3 or 4 weeks, that's right. Yeah, 3 or 4 weeks old, these guys. So I've got a little bit of culling to do. I haven't had time just yet, but these guys were in a smaller tank before, and then I've sold a bunch of angels since then, so they've come into here, these ones, to make space for all these ones in another tank. It's just way too many angels. Ridiculous amount. And then we're moving over here. I'm not going to spend as long on these ones because, you know, not everyone wants to, but these are just the hodgepodge guppies, basically, sort of strain that I made myself. I've got some leopard ones in there and stuff like that, but yeah, just the hodgepodge guppies going to work. And then I've moved the red tuxedos over in this tank. I really dislike my choice of substrate colour for this tank, but oh well, you learn. These are like I said, the red tuxedo guppies. I'm really enjoying these guys. This the real vibrant orangey red that they're popping out with. Some of the females in here are starting to get pregnant. Like this one here, starting to get that squared off bottom on her. So probably gonna have babies, but I don't know if they'll survive in such a bare tank. I need to get some like guppy grass or some Java moss, like a big ball of it or something like that, to get in here to save the babies from getting eaten. This is the freak of nature female Betta. So she's from the same batch as all my other Bettas, but she's just grown so fast. Like a purpley blue with the yellow. And I'll see if I can show you guys the egg spot on the bottom of her, which shows that she's a female. It's hard to get her to stop and get the camera to focus. You can see it, it's just, yeah, every time. It is a female. I sat there and looked, so I'm happy with that, because a yellow and purple sort of female would be a good fish to have as female, and then move down to the male and breed solid yellow and purple male and female bettas, which would be really cool. There's way too many fish in here. I do keep up with the water changes, I have no choice, but as you can see, these guys are getting very close to going to the store. Not a lot of people are buying angelfish at the moment, and so moving this many angelfish is slowing down a bit, because yeah, not as many people are buying angels at the moment. So I'm only supporting one local fish shop as well, but just from, you know, what I've heard, not many people are buying angels at the moment, and it's disappointing, because I've got a lot of angels to give to Paul's Aquariums, and it would be nice to see people buying my locally bred angels. So, you know, if you're local to Brisbane and you want some angelfish, heading down to Paul's Aquariums and get yourself some locally bred angelfish. Some of these guys actually have the pearl scale starting to come through on them as well, so not all of them, but some of them are getting some pearl scale appearing. And if you don't know what pearl scale is, it's sort of like a rippled sort of texture on the side of them. I'll see if I can find one that's sort of got it, and it's a bit hard. This one here, let's see if I can get the camera to focus. It's sort of coming through, if you can see. It's, yeah, it's hard to see when they're this small, but you know what to look for. You can see that it's going to come through later on. So, moving up, we've got more angelfish babies. I think there's about 100 or so in here. Maybe not 100, I think there's about 50 or 60. That's a bit of a rough estimate. I haven't actually counted this tank myself. But yeah, plenty of angelfish everywhere, so that's predominantly what I'm breeding the most of at the moment, is the angelfish. And this is, I haven't even pulled eggs for the last like 2 or 3 weeks. I'm just stuck raising up these and these. The other ones I was showing you is, it's kind of why I didn't save Pearl Jam and Elmo's eggs, is I just don't know where the hell I'm going to put them. So this is the tank dedicated to just the Bumblebee gobies, which I think are really cute. I am slowly growing. They are slowly growing on me, sorry. They're not exactly what I expected, but, you know, I have only had them for a couple of weeks, so I can't really comment on too much. But as opposed to the peacock gudgeons that I bought at the same time, I'm much more... I like the peacock gudgeons a lot more, where I can sit down there and watch them for ages. Where these guys, I'm only just starting to stop and watch these guys and then starting to enjoy them. I think that's cool how they swim around and stuff like that. But yeah, you know, they're not my most favourite fish at the moment, that's for sure. Will they grow on me in the future? Probably, but I will do a video on them. But again, I bought them because I've never had them before, and honestly, I wasn't missing out on that much. But I do sort of like them at the same time. So take that how you will, but that's what's going on in this tank. And we'll move down to probably the tank that everyone wants to see, because I know this is my favourite tank at the moment. This is the baby Betta tank. And honestly, some of the colours coming out of these Bettas is just, in my opinion, crazy cool. The fact that I've got so many different types of colours coming out of here stuns me, absolutely just blows my mind. There's some really nice blue and red ones there, which, you know, a lot of people like the blue and red. I quite like the blue and red. One like this, it's going to look quite nice. And then you've got ones like this where it's blue and yellow. It was really hard to get my camera to focus, but you can see that one there is going to have some really nice colour come through with like a blue, purple and some yellow. But there's just so many in here. There's just so many Bettas. So hopefully my local fish shop will take in a few of these. Again, I'm not going to sell them too small. I'm going to try and grow them out to the size you'd normally see in fish shops with, like, you know, Bettas. And then hopefully that'll be more appealing to you know, the general public than trying to sell a much smaller size Betta, just because I want to get rid of them. But yeah, you know, it's kind of what's going on here, and I really just fell in love with Bettas. They are still technically a new fish for me. I've had them about 6 months in total. Maybe not even 6 months, probably actually about 4 months. I've owned a Betta for, and I've bred them now and got this as my first ever batch of Bettas. So I don't know if I did good or not, but in my opinion, I'm pretty happy with myself. They all seem to be looking nice and healthy. They've got plenty of colour coming through them already. So, you know, I think as a whole, I like to think I did pretty well. But the next step will be selling them off to, you know, my local fish shop. That's also the other challenge is, you know, just because you think your fish will sell doesn't mean they actually will sell. So it's a bit of a kick in the gut sometimes, but you do it right and your local fish store does it right, and you're not making the prices too expensive, and you're not giving dodgy fish or poor quality fish. Like, I don't see why people wouldn't buy locally bred fish and support locally bred fish in their local fish shop. So, you know, I myself would much rather buy a locally bred fish, because most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time, they're coming from a local breeder who's very passionate about what he's doing. That's why he's breeding fish. And so most of the time the quality is going to be a lot higher of that fish as opposed from import or wholesaler. Again, not all the time, but most of the time a locally bred fish is going to be a much more stronger, healthier fish than buying one from a wholesaler or getting it imported. So super keen to see these guys grow up and get all the colour coming out of them. But yeah, this tank's just, every single day I've just been looking at this tank, watching them get bigger and bigger, and it's really fun to watch these guys get their colour and watch them grow so fast. So that's what's going on in this tank. So moving on to the 6-footer, not a great deal has changed in this one. Just thought I'd show it off as the last sort of part. I did put Susan and Marty in this tank. They were in another tank, but I thought I'd put them back in here. They seem to be loving it. Look at Susan, she's loving it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys.